Guys, it is that time of the year again. It is time to set some language learning goals. And before you leave this video, you gotta make sure that you comment your language learning goals for 2022 down below. So let's dive into it. 2021 was a crazy year for all of us. In my case, I began the year bedridden and I ended the year, well, bedridden, still bedridden, unable to sit up or even walk. But it is what it is. It is what it is. I mean, to say that this year was a difficult year would be an understatement. However, language learning wise, I did pretty okay. You see, in last year's video, I set the ambitious goals like learning Spanish, doing some much needed maintenance on my languages, and also starting to learn Korean. Now, with everything that's going on with my health, you're probably like, Ikenna, did you even learn any languages over this last year? Like, what was going on? Did all of your language skills kind of fall off a cliff? What's going on? And you know what? Despite my illnesses' best efforts to stop me, I still actually managed to hit a few of my goals, and I'm gonna tell you about it. So I managed to get to a conversationally fluent level in Spanish, and I even documented my progress on YouTube, and I did some much needed maintenance for my Japanese and for my Russian. I really improved my understanding of both languages a lot. Lately, I have been devouring manga and comic books that are in Russian and also for Japanese. Hallelujah, I have happy day. I have actually made it to the promised land of being able to watch anime without English subtitles. Sometimes I use Japanese subtitles, sometimes I don't watch with subtitles at all, and the gods have finally blessed me, and it feels good. But honestly, my maintenance and my improving of both those languages is something I'm super proud of. Because, you know, as a YouTuber, we're kind of forced to have to show off our speaking skills, which is unfortunate because, truth be told, you know, with my illness, my speaking skills in a lot of my languages, even the ones I've maintained, has declined. And it really is a shame because even though they've declined, my understanding of literally every language that I know has improved a lot. And I'm not really able to show it to you guys because it's all in my head. But I get it, you can't really see into my head and see the progress that I've made with my listening comprehension. I mean, imagine if you could do that. Dude, your Japanese comprehension is amazing! Oh my god! Yo, how can you understand like that though? That said, if you also are a person who's made a lot of progress with your comprehension skills, but not so much with your speaking skills, stop, take a moment, pat yourself on the back because comprehension is greatly underestimated and underrated. But basically, that's what I accomplished in 2021. Now let's talk about how I failed and also what my goals are for 2022, because I got some exciting stuff. So in the last video, I mentioned that I wanted to start learning Korean, and that did not happen. Obviously, with my health issues, learning Spanish was plenty. So I put it off. I was like, you know what? I'm just focusing this year on Spanish and maintaining my languages. That's what I did 2021. And there was a time where I did feel bad about it, but honestly, you know what? Screw it. If you do not hit your goals, and this is very important, if you do not hit your goals, it is okay. Personally, my situation with my health has been super annoying and super hectic, and I've gotten very used to being in a body where I literally can't set goals because my body is too unstable. I set a goal to do this week, and then my body says, ha, insomnia for 3 days. And yeah, I've learned forgiveness and I've learned the fact that I need to be flexible with goals. But that being said, I'm super excited to reveal what languages I'm going to be learning for 2022 and what my goals are. So drum roll please. So starting January 1st, 2022, I am going to start learning German. Now this is super cool. I think I talked about this a little bit on my channel over the last year, but I wanted to learn German because I've studied Dutch in the past, and obviously I'm a speaker of English, and I have a good feeling that within 6 months time, 6 to 7 months, that I can get to a conversationally fluent level in German, and also to the point where I can, you know, flip on a German TV show, put the subtitles in German, and understand 80 to 90% of what I'm hearing, which is typically always my goal. I am confident that I can do that, and I'm fascinated by the German language. I'm fascinated that I can already understand a good amount of it through my knowledge of Dutch, and I have cousins in Germany, and the languages sound super cool. So I'm super excited to get into German. I'm going to be dedicating 6 months, like I said, to learning it. After German, oh, what we're talking about? Talking about 2 languages now in 1 year? Okay. after German, probably around July of this year, if everything goes well, I want to learn Italiano. I want to learn Italian. Come on. I want to learn Italian. This is also for the reason that the language, I mean, have you heard Italian? It is super, super cool. But also because of my knowledge of French and Spanish, I can already understand like literally like half of what I hear. It's really, really weird. And I just want to learn it. Again, my goal for Italian would be to reach conversational fluency and also to be able to flip on a TV show, understand 80 to 90% of what I hear. And I think I'm going to give myself 3 to 4 months for Italian, to be honest, because like I said, knowing French and knowing Spanish is a big leg up. So that's 6 months for German, 4 months for Italian. There still theoretically should be 2 months left, and in those last 2 months I think I want to start Korean officially. By then I think my Japanese will be super, super strong, and it's really just gonna be super beneficial for me to get into Korean at that time. Literally, I can't wait to hop into Korean. If I could speak Korean, I would be able to speak Korean, Japanese, and Chinese. So that's just the dream. That's just the dream. And Korean would probably take me a long time. It would not be a matter of months, but maybe a year or two learning that. But yeah, those are my goals for 2022. I'm super excited. I want to know your goals. This is a video where we celebrate having ambitions and celebrate goal setting and encourage each other in the comments down below. So be sure in the comments down below, let me know, what are your goals? I want to know. Everyone around me wants to know. Share your goals down below. Aside from that, on a personal level, I do want to get healthy again. This is my number one goal, and I do want to keep maintaining all of my languages and hop in VR chat, practice, and keep them kind of a steady upward pace as I tack on new languages as well. So all of that said, I did want to say something. If you are really, really, really serious about your language learning goals for this new year, I would highly recommend you to actually become a member of my Patreon, which I launched yesterday. Now, becoming a member of my Patreon would really support me, but that's not why I'm saying it. I should have created a Discord server a long time ago. I created a Discord server, and currently only members of my Patreon and members of my YouTube channel membership have access to it. And it is so cool. It is literally a place where everyone's inspiring each other, motivating each other, keeping each other accountable, and helping each other with language learning advice. In general, they're just practicing their languages on the server. It's super cool. So you have that benefit to look forward to if you do become a member of my Patreon. In addition to that, I'm going to be doing monthly Q&A live streams. Certain tiers of my Patreon are going to have access to VR chat meetups that I'm going to do. I'm going to be creating a podcast with the most famous and most renowned kind of polyglots and language YouTubers. I'm going to start that in January, and only members of my Patreon and my YouTube channel are actually going to have access to those full episodes. There's just a lot that I'm going to be providing in value, and all the money that I make from Patreon is going to go to funding my language learning app. So if you are serious about your language learning goals for 2022, I would highly recommend you to consider becoming a member on Patreon or YouTube and joining the Discord server, because it is super helpful. So that is my goals for 2022. I hope I'm able to hit all of them. But again, we know that if I'm not, and if you're not able to hit your goals, it is perfectly fine, because we forgive ourselves on this channel, at least. So yeah, that's the video. Take care, guys, and I'll see you in the next video, which is a banger. Stay tuned.